Greetings, everyone. You're listening to the Poetry Emotion podcast, and I am Angela C. Wood. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to my podcasts, where I will be presenting classic poets and poems, and I'll be introducing collective poems from current poets, and I'll be treating you to some poems I have been inspired to write. So here's a quote. Don't think you have it all. When you have it, you will know. We will remember them, lest we forget. This indicates the last post, and it's a story of how it's evolved over the centuries of war, death and military involvement. And the last post is the song that's been around for hundreds of years. The sound is very distinctive, but it can no longer be heard solely for soldiers, and it comes to signify remembrance of the military members for the civilians as well. So by the end of World War I, the societies around the world adopted the last post as the song of mourning and remembering the dead and their loved ones. The classic poet for this podcast is John McCrae, and he was a Canadian poet, soldier and a physician, and he earned his undergraduate and medical degree in Toronto. He served in the Boer War in South Africa. He became a member of the Royal College of Surgeons and was the first Canadian to be appointed as the consulting surgeon to the British Army. If you'd like to know more about John McCrae, I'll drop his link below. And his classic poem is, as you know, In Flanders Fields. In Flanders Fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw, the torch be yours to hold it high, if ye break faith with us who die. We shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields. A very iconic poem, and I'm sure most people commemorate Remembrance Day who have had and have still people that are in the military that to help and protect us will feel the words deeply. I have an answer to the Flanders Field poem by Charles Burleigh, Galbreath. I'll drop his link below. In Flanders Fields the cannon boom, and fitful flashes light the gloom, while up above like eagles fly the fierce destroyers of the sky. With stains the earth wherein you lie is redder than the poppy bloom in Flanders Field. Sleep on, ye brave, the shrieking shell, the quaking trents, the startling yell, the fury of the battle hell shall wake you not, for all is well. Sleep peacefully, for all is well, your flaming torch aloft we bear, with burning heart and oath we swear, to keep the faith, to fight it through, to crush the foe, or sleep with you in Flanders Field. The most well-known person from a remembrance reply for Flanders Fields is Moyna Michael, and on the 9th of November 1918 she was inspired to reply to the poem In Flanders Fields, and she wrote the response and she called it We Shall Keep the Faith, as a tribute to the opening lines of McCrae's poem. And it has been said that she introduced the poppy as a remembrance from that poem of the poppy fields. After she returned from the war, she taught disabled service men and women, and she realised that there was a need to provide financial and occupational support. So she pursued the idea of selling silk poppies as a means of raising funds to assist the veterans. In 1921, she was rewarded with the poppy being devoted as a symbol of remembrance for war veterans by the American Legion Auxiliary. And Earl Haig, who was a member of the British Legion Appeal Fund, later adopted wearing the poppy for remembrance, and it is now called the Royal British Legion. As you know, we all wear the poppy for remembrance, and Moyna Michael, who generated the remembrance of, also wrote the poem We Shall Keep the Faith. O you who sleep in Flanders fields, sleep sweet to rise anew. We caught the torch you threw, and holding high we keep the faith with all who died. We cherish too the poppy red that grows on fields where valour led. It seems to signal to the skies the blood of heroes never dies, but lends a lustre to the red of the flower that blooms above the dead in Flanders fields. And now the torch and poppy red we wear in honour of our dead. Fear not that ye have died for naught, we'll teach the lessons that ye have wrought in Flanders fields. Remembrance always has a profound effect on people, and it does affect us in many different ways. A lot is to do with the history of war, remembering the sacrifice that was given by so many. So thank you to the brave who gave the ultimate sacrifice of their lives so we could live ours. So over time there have been a fair few poets write poetry in remembrance of. It helps to reduce the amount of grief that we deal with on a personal level. So I would like to contribute to this podcast poems that I have written when I have found myself facing grief or doubt and fear. It is in a cappella. I've always thought my poems to be songs. So here it is, Unknown Warrior. I am an unknown warrior, like many who lose their way. I'm fighting for the freedom I hope to find one day. I share the warrior's unknown gifts and give what I have to share. For many warriors are unknown, and not many can see us there. The warrior of all that's old, the brave, the wise, the fear of bold, mindful of what's wrong or right, but in the end prepared to fight. With sword or bow in what we train, we pass on faith. In honor we gain, in tongue of words, in our belief, and practiced in the ones we preach. I am an unknown warrior, like many who lose their way. I'm fighting for the freedom I hope to find one day. I share the warrior's unknown gift and give what I have to share. For many warriors are unknown, and not many can see us there. Learning from the seeds we sow and trusting in the ones we grow. Moving forward with steps so sure, guided by those who came before. Learning in the ones we trust and knowing it's this way for us. Making true our strength of soul, the ancient warrior of old. I am an unknown warrior, like many who lose their way. I'm fighting for the freedom I hope to find one day. I share the warrior's unknown gifts and give what I have to share. For many warriors are unknown, and not many can see us there. I hope the words have inspired you, as well as all the poems that I have regaled today. I'd like to leave this podcast with a quote from Laurence Binyon, who actually termed the phrase, "We will remember them." They grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.